Batteries fully charged. Launch ready for WWE Aftershock in 3, 2, 1. World Wrestling Entertainment Discussion is live. Cue host Owen Finch.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to WWE Aftershock Extra. I'm Owen the Birdman Finch, and I'm here with
Chris.
And we're going to be talking SummerSlam 2023. It's a big show last night, so we're just going to get right into it. Obviously, I watched it at his house because I'm with him right now, so, you know, it's allowed. So, you know.
Apparently it is.
Yeah, we're just going to get right into it. We started off with the pre-show / kickoff. Is it a pre-show or kickoff? I don't even know
they
anymore.
call it the kickoff still.
Okay.
We just call it the pre-show because it's what we're accustomed to, but it's the kickoff.
It opened up. Well, we had the panel of Booker T, Wade Barrett, Peter Rosenberg, Caleb Braxton, and Jackie Redmond. This was Jackie Redmond's debut on the panel. I know she did the kickoff for Money in the Bank and stuff. This was her debut, like, in person with everybody. The panel was fucking awkward as hell last night.
Very awkward.
Let's see. Booker T was Booker T. I mean, that's the best thing I can say.
Booker T was insane.
Like, when he was doing his introduction, he was like on. You acted like he was. He acted like, you know, the C4 energies that. Like, yeah, I feel like he drank 4 of those.
I couldn't even believe, like, watching that. I was like, so he's on something, because he was like,
yeah.
He for the entire hour was like at a 30 out of 10.
But I think we talked about it. Pre-show book on panels and stuff is so much better than 2 hours on commentary every week.
We can deal with half an hour-long Booker T. Anything longer than that, it's like, it's awful. It's not good at all.
One hilarious bit, though, is so throughout the night, they all it was just Peter Rosenberg, Wade Barrett, and Booker T doing picks for some reason. No,
not even Jackie. I guess because Kayla wasn't like, I guess she was the host of it, so it wasn't
I guess Jackie was like the co-host, but still like
it's just really weird because
then Jackie would make predictions anyways. Like
she made like one prediction of like Charlotte, and it's like, you know, you can't do it because you're not doing them.
Yeah. And then, like, she later on, she's just like, "Oh, this is hard predictions here," but you only predict like one match. But anyhow, Booker T,
she got
like,
it wrong too.
Yeah, Booker T like delayed so long, like with his prediction that so like they had like a graphic anytime someone made a prediction. Booker T delayed for so long. He was making it seem like he was gonna pick Cody Rhodes. No, yeah, they made it seem like he made it seem like he was gonna pick Cody Rhodes, and then he was like, I picked Brock Lesnar, but he delayed so long. The production guy didn't know what he was gonna pick. So
it was a toss up, and he picked Brock, and at the very last second before the graphic went away, and they put Cody Rhodes up there, and then the graphic went away.
So awkward.
He's like, it was like he said something like it was brutality or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not who's winning. You need to say who's winning.
Let's see. Peter Rosenberg was delaying his pick at one point. He just stood like he just didn't say anything for like what?
A good like 30 seconds maybe.
Yeah. That was longer than when you didn't say anything when I went to get groceries like a couple weeks ago. Like
an amateur. Hey, at least we're amateurs and we're not fucking professionals.
Yeah. Jackie.
Also, Peter Rosenberg kept throwing in stupid Eminem references all the time.
Yeah, and Jackie Redmond was trying to get references and it's like, oh, Peter Rosenberg, you're not getting my references and all that type of stuff.
At one point, Peter Rosenberg made a "Lose Yourself" reference, and no one even looked at him.
Yeah,
I was like, wow,
Jackie Redmond's like the only one that laughed at it. Like, I remember too when that happened too. Like Booker T, Caleb Braxton, and like Wade Barrett like stared at.
They were like just talking amongst each other. It was like, okay, like you're clearly forcing it here.
Yeah. So I think this proves there was way too many people on the panel. Like it should just be Kayla, Booker, and
I don't know why they put Jackie. It needs to be like just 3 people.
Yeah.
3 people predicting, and then Caleb Braxton's the host. You really did not need Jackie Redmond there.
Yeah. And Peter Rosenberg.
And Peter Rosenberg, yeah. I mean, you could have done Wade Barrett, Booker, and Jackie and Kayla,
Yeah.
and had Jackie do predictions too.
I know.
But like instead, it was just way too clusterfucky and just.
I mean, think about it like this too, like because this was Kevin Patrick's job, I think, before he took over commentary.
It was.
He's meant to be the successor to Michael Cole. He's fucking at home, and Jackie Redmond's like fucking there. What the fuck is that
That's
shit?
really
Like,
bizarre, yeah. Well, it's not. I mean, it's not really bizarre because the pay per view team is cool. Corey Graves and Michael Cole.
I'm just saying he's not even there at all.
Yeah, he should have been at least doing the panel.
Yeah.
I guess, or doing like interviews or something.
Yeah.
Because I think he did that at WrestleMania. Like he went around like doing interviews and stuff.
But yeah, not a good piano at all. Like everyone was just so awkward together and all that type of stuff. It was just really bad.
They were just trying to Peter Rosenberg trying to fit in Eminem and references left and right.
Remember, like every time Booker T would say something he didn't know, he would fucking write it down on like a fucking piece of paper type of thing. Oh, Booker T, this is the best. We missed the best part. I think Booker T got so hyped about something. Booker T, he was starting to throw his papers around. And he was fucking
He was so hyped up about I forget what match it was, but like he was so hyped up after he took one sip of C4 and threw his fucking papers across the table, and Peter Rosenberg was giving them back to him. Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah.
He was a loose cannon on this show.
It was insane. Then we had the actual show itself. There was no match or anything like that. There needed to be a match so we could get away from the fucking panel for like
And now that I can see it, I would have said the Battle Royal.
Yeah.
Just because Battle Royals are typically better on the pre-show.
LA Knight though was in it though.
LA Knight was in it, so that's why I think that was on the actual show. But they don't have matches on the kickoff or pre-show anymore.
Yeah.
They used to. They used to have two of them.
NXT just had one. Like
NXT had the first match on a pre-show / kickoff for the first time, and I can't even tell you how long.
I know.
It has been so long since they've had a match on. It was was it Vengeance Day? It was Chase U's match.
Well, no, they just had one recently at the Great American Bash.
But the Chase U match was the last one, regardless of main roster or NXT.
Yeah, it was the one
that had a pre-show match.
It was a long time. Then we had the show itself. We had the commentary team of Corey Graves and Michael Cole. We should mention the news now because they talk about it later on this show. The commentary team is changing on Mondays and Fridays. Wade Barrett and Michael Cole are going to commentate Raw now, and Corey Graves and Kevin Patrick are commentating SmackDown, but so is Michael Cole. But basically, as you just said earlier, they see Kevin Patrick as a successor to Michael Cole, so working alongside Cole, they're hoping will, help him improve in commentary in that aspect and all that type of stuff. So, definitely an interesting change-up. And obviously Cole and Barrett are moving to Raw because, they work so well together and everyone likes them so much. They figure them commentating a 3-hour show will be better and all that type of stuff.
I think that it flows better.
Yeah.
Michael Cole knows how to do a 3-hour Raw. I think Barrett was... Barrett wasn't commentating on Raw at any point, but...
No, so that would be different for him.
Yeah, but they... I like the team up. I think I like the fact that they didn't go like Michael Cole and Corey Graves on Raw and then just kept Michael Cole on SmackDown and moved Kevin Patrick there. Yeah. I like how they moved Wade Barrett with him.
Yeah, so
I think Wade Barrett is it's gonna be a breath of fresh air. It's gonna be a very interesting dynamic on Raw, I guess. I mean, it's probably not gonna change up a whole lot, but I like it. I like the fact that they wanted Wade Barrett on Raw because they think it would translate better over the 3 hours.
Yeah, so let's see if that happens.
I'm surprised they didn't do three-man booth for SmackDown, but I'm surprised they didn't do it for Raw.
I don't even know who you would get to do the third to be the. Well, Byron Saxton's right there.
Saxton. I would have kept Kevin Patrick. No, because there have been 2 leads, but there's 2 leads on SmackDown now.
I know, so I don't know what you're doing.
You could get McAfee back, and
yeah,
he's college football starting up soon, so probably not. But
yeah, I would have done Byron Saxton.
You could have done Saxton. Have Saxton do Raw with Kevin Patrick and Corey Graves, and then on SmackDown kept it the same, just a 2-man booth on SmackDown.
I don't know. Yeah. But we had the. Oh, we also forgot to mention on the kickoff they did like a charity segment with Titus O'Neil and Byron Saxton when they came out and they just did like charities and all that type of stuff. So
yeah, it was 3 charities that they chose that they sponsored during the week, which was nice. It's awesome. I liked it. Really good segment.
And this is when they announced on Rocket Mortgage that anytime someone did a move off a top rope, they would have to do. It's some weird fucking thing. I don't even know what it was.
Yeah, it was some like funding of some. I forget what it was.
Yeah.
It was weird. I was surprised it wasn't like a DraftKings sponsorship or something.
Yeah, I know. But I made a funny joke like, no, in WWE they're not gonna have anyone do any top moves off the rope. Or something like that.
They did. They did a lot of them.
We had the first match on the show though. It was Ricochet versus Logan Paul. This match was awesome. Logan Paul just starts aggressive in the match. He immediately takes it to Ricochet. He hits a really good neck breaker onto the apron. That was awesome. He was just laying in right and left hands onto Ricochet. Ricochet did the People's Moonsault, which was awesome. This was followed right after, too. Logan Paul did the, what was it called? What did they call it? The Logan Drop or something like that?
Oh, yeah, like the Logan Drop or Logan's Leg Drop. Some weird thing that they say was a tribute to Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
But was a fucking Christy Hemme move.
Yeah, it was. They did a... Logan Paul went for the Spanish fly off the apron, and Ricochet landed on his feet, which was awesome. Like, while he was in, like, the move for it, too. And he did a springboard on the outside. Just... It wasn't a complete flippy match. Like, Logan Paul cut him down at some point.
Surprisingly, Logan worked more of a mat-based for a good portion of the match.
Logan Paul does a flip into a like a springboard flip into a clothesline on the outside, which was awesome. He kisses his fiance ringside. They don't mention it's his fiance really, but Corey Graves is making a lot of jabs because he was talking about the way Samantha Irvin was looking at Logan Paul and Michael Cole.
At one point, he said he's gonna that Logan Paul could leave with 2 fiancées.
Yeah. At one point, Michael Cole didn't even know what to say. At one
After
point.
he said that, he was like, "Would you stop it?"
Yeah. And there was a really good DDT, like a float over DDT springboard off the second turnbuckle. A 450. Ricochet though went for the 630. He missed, and somebody in like a hood came out and he handed Logan Paul brass knuckles. Logan Paul smashed Ricochet off the head while he had the brass knuckles on, and he got the pin and he got the victory. And Logan Paul wins the match, and Samantha Irvin was forced to say that he was the winner. He tried to get her to say it again. She
said it so like monotone. Then he was like, "Yeah, say it again."
She just didn't say it. This match was awesome. I give it like 4.5 stars. I thought it was a great opener. I was wondering too, like how long's this match gonna go too, because Logan Paul wanted to make his brother's boxing fight and all that type of stuff. I'm like, ooh, they have to wrap this up soon if he wants to make it, type of thing. But yeah, what'd you think of this match overall and everything like that?
I thought this match was really good. It was surprisingly not a flippy match, like I thought it was gonna be, because of how they were building up to be. Like they were building up to this is gonna be like a really like show-stealing flippy match, and it really wasn't, because Logan was doing a lot of mat-based stuff. Again, like honing in on his amateur wrestling background. I give this match 4 stars. I liked it a lot. It was really good.
Then we had the next match. No backstage segments that I can recall after this.
I don't think they had really any backstage segments.
Well, next was Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. A lot of this match was rinse and repeat from Raw that you've seen, where Cody just gets beaten down. I think Cody gets a bit of offense in the beginning, but then he just gets shut down throughout much of it. A lot of it, Brock hits like a German suplex, overhead, or an F5 on the floor or something like that, and he would try to go for a count-out win, but Cody would keep getting back in. Cody tried to go for a single leg, but Brock blocked it. That was cool, I guess. Brock F5s him through the table. Eventually, Cody starts to mount a comeback. He throws him. He hits him with the steps right in front of the referee, and the ref just doesn't call for a DQ or anything like that. He just lets that shit slide.
He's just like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, it was weird.
I don't know what to do.
And then Cody throws Brock into the post. He gets out to come back. He hits 2 Cody cutters, 1 springboard, and 1 off of the second turnbuckle.
Both looked really good too.
Yeah, they looked awesome. Brock gets in the Kimura. Cody gets to the ropes. Cody puts Brock in the Kimura. This was after Cody had thrown Brock into the turnbuckle like they did at Backlash all that time ago. And then Brock got out of that. Then Cody hits 3 crossroads in a row on Brock Lesnar. And Cody Rhodes wins the match finally. Afterwards, Brock gets up. He leaves his UFC gloves in the ring. He shakes Cody's hand and he gives him a hug and puts him over. He raises his hand. And we found out, because Triple H said it on the press conference, that this was unplanned. This wasn't supposed to happen. Brock just did this. So we don't know what this means. Cody wins. The big story of the match was Brock Lesnar's shorts. They completely ripped off by the end of this match.
So Cody had technically 2 victories. One against Brock's shorts and one against Brock himself.
Yeah. Man, Cody said he was going to embarrass Brock Lesnar. He ripped his shorts off. So
he completely, those things were destroyed. I remember at one point, I think it happened at the very beginning.
Yeah.
I think when he went for the suicide dives, I think Brock landed funny and ripped his shorts.
Yeah. Yeah,
but by the end, there was just nothing there.
Yeah. This is pretty good. I'll give it 3.25 stars. Much of this match was very boring. A lot of the same shit, but they finally, they change it up with Cody doing the Kimura and winning with the 3 crossroads to beat Brock definitively, pretty much. Wasn't necessarily clean because he did have to use the steps and the turnbuckle, so it wasn't a clean win.
Yeah.
But I give it I'll give it 3, and then I'll give it the extra quarter star because Cody finally wins definitively, and this feud looks like it's finally over. So, what would you rate this and everything like that?
I gave it 3.25. This is again it's a tale of 2 matches. The first match is your traditional Brock Lesnar boring fucking match, where he was just suplex, count out, F5, F5 through the table, and then Cody finally starts to mount a comeback, and then this is when the match starts to get better, because it was just so boring in the beginning. It was just okay, this is your typical Brock match. He's gonna beat the crap out of him for a while, and he's gonna just throw him around, and they finally started to have an actual match, and it was good. I like Cody hitting both Cody cutters. Both look clean and crisp, unlike when he did them in AEW. They look like shit. But yeah, the 3 crossroads at the end just really sealed it, and it sealed Brock's shorts too. Also, I think those are gonna go right in the trash. I think they went right in the trash, and he was after they were done with the match. And I liked the ending. It was surprised me. I thought he was gonna retire. That was him just basically retiring, but it's not. He's advertised for Payback, so it's obviously he's going to be there.
Yeah, I wonder who he faces. I wonder if he'll be a babyface now that this.
I think he is now. I think that was kind of cementing of a turn.
Yeah.
They could do a tag match with him and Cody.
Yeah.
They did that respect thing versus whoever else, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know who else it would fit. Judgment Day. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
feel like you want the Judgment Day because you want to see Brock kick the shit out of Dominic Mysterio, though. So
that would be the best. That'd be sweet, sweet poetic justice.
I feel like you're giving that 5 stars just on that.
It'd be sweet, sweet poetic justice for what Dominic did to his poor father. His poor legendary father.
Yeah.
What a great father. What a great man. What a great human being. Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Speaking of, did you give a star rating for the opener?
What'd you give it?
I give it 4.5. I gave it 4.5.
Okay. Oh no, I gave it 4.
Okay.
I gave it 4.
Then we had the SummerSlam Slim Jim Battle Royal. Not let's see who got entrances. It was
Let's see.
LA Knight got an entrance.
I think Miz got an entrance. LA Knight got an entrance.
AJ got an entrance.
AJ got an entrance. Let's see who. I want to see if they have the.
They don't show who has an entrance, but
I would see like it doesn't even have like it just has order of eliminations.
okay. Who's in it? To mention who's in it.
Apollo Crews, JD McDonough, Rick Boogs, Otis, Ivar, Eric, Shinsuke Nakamura, Tommaso Ciampa, Cameron Grimes, Austin Theory, Santos Escobar, Giovanni Vinci, Ludwig Kaiser, Rage Holland, Butch, Matt Riddle, Omos, The Miz, Grayson Waller, Karrion Kross, Chad Gable, Bronson Reed, AJ Styles, and Sheamus, and LA Knight.
Yeah, I feel like those are the only guys that got entrances.
I know who else got. Santos didn't get one. Theory didn't get one. Imperium didn't get one. Brawl and Brutes, the three of them didn't get one.
No, none of them did. You thought
Riddle didn't. Omos got his own entrance.
Yeah, because he returned here. This was
Miz did. Grayson Waller didn't. Karrion Kross didn't. Chad Gable didn't. Bronson didn't. AJ did.
Yeah.
And LA Knight did. So it's like only like less than a handful of people.
Yeah, I feel like Sheamus, Theory, since he's the U.S. champion, Santos.
Yeah, it just seems odd that like, because we saw them all in the ring. We're like, this is a fucking pay-per-view. Like,
yeah.
Sheamus
I think
not getting an entrance.
Alpha Academy should have gotten an entrance.
Alpha Academy.
Since they've been pushed lately.
Some of the other ones, like I can see, like Apollo not getting an entrance, or
Yeah.
JD McDonough, because they're not really
Doing
in anything special right now.
Yeah, going through the match. Omos, got an entrance. MVP comes out and he returns with Omos here, and he walks his way to the ring, takes his time.
Yeah.
The battle royal just kind of goes on as normal, and yeah.
I even said this to you, like, what if everyone eliminates themselves before Omos gets in the ring?
But no, he got there in time. He eliminated Apollo Crews and JD McDonough just right away. So great stuff right there. You know, great.
Yeah, what I said with the people who were in the match, that was the order of eliminations also too.
Yeah. Rick Boogs was eliminated fairly quickly, and then the match just continues. I won't go over anything crazy. Chad Gable looked awesome in this match.
He tried to Chaos Theory Bronson Reed near the end too, which would have been awesome if he fucking could have done it.
He gets an elimination on Fabian Eichner, which was awesome. He does like a head scissors like from behind instead of like the typical head scissors they do in the battle royals.
Did he eliminate both members of Imperium?
I think he did. Yeah. And then he eventually himself gets eliminated. I think by by the Miz. I think. And then they tried to do the Miz and Grayson Waller did a good double team. They did like a skull crush finale into a stunner onto Ciampa. I think
that was awesome.
So that was cool.
It seemed like more of it was like the the play of the day, or the pay dirt.
Yeah.
It was like almost like a pay dirt.
Yeah.
Type of thing into a skull crushing finale. That was like seamless.
Yeah.
That looked fucking awesome.
They did a couple of scary eliminations LA Knight, like when the Miz tried to eliminate him and Grayson Waller tried to eliminate him, but LA Knight just came back and eliminated the Miz and all that type of stuff. Chad Gable looked awesome in this match. Bronson Reed looked awesome. Everybody gains up on Omos and eliminates him. LA Knight though was
the one that he pushed him out via the cock and balls.
Yeah, so that was awesome.
He came in right in the middle. It was like, Get out
of here. Santos eliminates Theory, and then he himself just gets eliminated shortly after this.
It made sense for Santos to eliminate Theory because he's facing him on SmackDown for the U.S. Championship. Yeah. So it made sense for him to get the elimination. But then what I would have done was have Theory then eliminate Santos.
Yeah.
For payback.
And then... yeah, because he just gets eliminated by not like a no name, but by like someone that he's not even like in a feud with or anything like that. Like it didn't even make sense. And then Ciampa eliminates Nakamura, which was cool. You know, good revenge there. You know, continues that storyline going on. Otis was eliminated way too early. He was out like, you know, I think it was the Viking Raiders that ended up eliminated him. And then this is when Gable started like going off and all that type of stuff. Like, that was awesome.
Someone eliminated Ivar. Was that? Eliminated Ivar. I forget who eliminated Ivar, but a lot of the big dudes went out early.
Yeah, well, not Omos. He was there.
No, but like Otis and Ivar went out relatively early.
Yeah.
Bronson Reed.
LA
and,
Knight did
Omos lasted a long time.
Did the typical the guillotine over the ropes onto Bronson Reed. That ruled. That was awesome for LA Knight. Everyone was into that when he did that. Then AJ eliminates Karrion Kross and Kross costs Styles. He distracts him, so he gets eliminated.
He gets brogued.
And Karrion Kross told AJ Styles it's not over till he says it's over, which apparently is fucking true because the guy he keeps fucking beating the guy and then he fucking.
In turn, if he just said over right there, it would have been over.
Yeah. So mid-match on SmackDown this week, like Karrion Kross is gonna be on a fucking wall about to win. He's just like over, and he just fucking leaves. He's just done. He'll just lose by count out and be like it's over. By count out
or disqualification.
Yeah.
Or no contest.
And AJ will want a rematch, and he's like, I said it's over. It's done.
So, my words are final.
Yeah. And then LA Knight eliminates Sheamus. He wins the Slim Jim SummerSlam Battle Royal, which was absolutely awesome. And his prize was he got to be in a fucking Slim Jim commercial. He time traveled. He went back in time, and he said it on the press conference. He did a commercial with Becky Lynch with the Slim Jim, and they had the old Macho Man Randy Savage version of it.
Yep.
And
that was cool.
It fucking ruled.
I love that commercial. Awesome. Yeah.
That was his prize.
He also bit the Slim Jim and said, yeah.
Yeah.
And the guy flew backwards and exploded. So that was awesome.
That was awesome.
That Slim Jim ad was fucking awesome. Yeah. I loved it. It was
I would have waited to air that, like, just because that would have made more sense. Like, it didn't. It's kind of weird that what if he didn't fucking win the fucking Battle Royal? Like, what would have happened?
Yeah, that's like they don't air it.
Yeah.
And then
like, say he fell out by accident or something like that.
I wonder if he won a lifetime supply of Slim Jims.
Yeah, but Ray Barrett was saying that. Yeah, on the pre-show.
Like what they should have said was if you win it, you win a lifetime supply of Slim Jims.
Yeah. The thing I wish, like you said, that you had an idea where Theory had to defend the title in the thing, and whoever wins the title. But if Santos wins, that's if Theory has the title shot. He chooses his opponent for SmackDown this week. I thought that would have been a cool thing that they added to it.
That's like
that way Theory can get that way LA Knight gets the title too. Which would have been
LA Knight would have got the title, and then he could have defended it on that SmackDown.
Yeah.
And faced Austin Theory. Theory gets his rematch.
Triple threat match with
Santos.
Yeah, that would have ruled.
So you get a triple threat match between LA Knight, Santos, and Austin Theory, with LA Knight winning.
Yeah.
And then he's. Although the way that they fucking talked about LA Knight last night, the push is on.
Oh yeah. Big
time.
They kept saying, like, and I think he's a face at this point now. He's definitely a fucking...
he's a fucking face now. He has to be.
Yeah, if he's not a fucking face, then I don't know what the fuck.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Because in the internal memo, before the Fatal 4-Way match, that Santos won, that he was in the internal memo, he was listed as a heel. Even though, the 2 weeks prior...
He's been,
he was a clear-cut babyface. It made no sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't even believe... I fucking can't believe they finally killed the What Chant. Thank fucking God.
I know, yeah.
Something finally killed the What Chant.
Yeah.
Finally. It was fine. It's fine when Steve Austin does it and you do what? Because he's the one that invented it. He's the one that does the What Chant. And it works with Steve Austin. Yeah. But when they decided to go from Steve Austin to everybody else on the roster, and they kept chanting "what" to everybody, into foreigners and shit, I'm like, come on. I remember a few times when Nakamura was cutting a promo and they chant "what" at him. I'm like, no, English isn't his first language. Shut the fuck up.
I know.
That's incredibly, incredibly rude. And it's like, what the fuck?
I know. Now it's yeah.
Yeah. That's not even like, it's like, yeah, like they're agreeing with someone.
I know.
That's awesome. It's awesome. I love it.
It's especially better when, like, now when Dom cuts a promo and he says, "Did you guys really like that?" and stuff. He's like, they go, "Yeah."
They're gonna know.
Well, I'm saying when he gets beaten up and all that. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When he gets beaten up, they're gonna go, yeah. And when Dom gets a promo, they're gonna go, no.
That was awesome. But yeah, let's continue.
You know what I realized it too? It's the yeah movement. Instead of the yes movement,
Michael Cole was saying that last night.
It's the yeah movement now.
Yeah. I'm pretty soon fans need to come in and just do yeah.
They're gonna have like the Daniel Bryan T-shirt where it was like the yes.
Yeah.
It's gonna be yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna bring back the dummy too. Dummy, yeah.
Oh yeah, that'll get over huge.
He's gonna be the namer of dummies again.
He's awesome. He needs to win every fucking championship in this
And by the
company.
way, his reaction over the last like month has not died down.
I know. I wonder if WWE thought it was gonna, and then it didn't.
I think they thought it was gonna cool down like after
maybe WrestleMania,
Money in the Bank when he lost. He got broken arrowed or whatever from Damian Priest off the ladder. I think they thought that was okay. That was gonna be it. Then he came out the next week. And to cut a promo in front of the live crowd.
The next week, he was in a dark segment. It was like the most viewed segment.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Against Hit Row.
Yeah.
And I think it was the following week was the promo that led up to the Fatal 4-Way. And he was the only one that didn't get a pre-tape. So I was like, okay, that seems a bit odd. And he came out, blew the roof off the place. They were yaring him like crazy. It's full effect.
They love this dude. Like, he's the guy. He's the next guy.
It's funny, too, because once Vince went away, LA Knight came back, and he wasn't Max Dupree anymore.
Yeah.
And guess who happens to like LA Knight?
Yeah.
The old man himself. Vince McMahon loves LA Knight.
He was going to fire this dude.
He was firing him during the Max Dupree gimmick.
He was going to fire him.
He was on the phone with them about to get fired. He was literally on the phone with Triple H. He was literally minutes away from being fired, and he goes, "Hold on a second, we actually have plans for you." And I was like, "Okay, Triple H saved his fucking job, and now the old man is happy with him."
Yeah,
and now Vince genuinely likes him, which is shocking because he named him Max Dupree and he hated him because he was 40 years old.
Yeah,
when he came up, I think he was 38 or 39.
Yeah,
and because he'll be 40 in a couple of months, and Vince hated it because of his age, and now Vince is one of his biggest supporters.
I know.
It's really bizarre how it's come back around again.
I still remember the slow transition of when he became LA Knight too. He slowly started dressing as LA Knight. It was insane.
When he did when they were in the locker room with Maximum Models, and he softly went, "Yeah." I laughed my ass off. That was so he just looked off and went, "Yeah," and very softly. And oh my god, it was so fucking funny.
Yeah. You noticed, by the way, in the span of a year, the two managers of Maximum Male Models are the fucking most over-thin pretty much of the whole company.
It's so funny. He went back to being LA Knight, and he's super over. And Maxime Dupree, his storyline sister, is shockingly good in the ring.
Yeah.
For only wrestling 2 matches.
I know.
And not even being... It's not like, she wrestled all around the world. No, she was a cheerleader in the NFL. So she went from that to not wrestling as Sophia Cromwell. I don't know if she did any house shows.
She mentioned she was always meant to be a wrestler. She was injured when she signed and all that type of stuff too.
And now it's she has 2 matches. She's over, and she's good. she took the fucking table bump in the Viking rules match or whatever it was. She took the fucking table bump.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. I'm like, that's ballsy for her to do, and I don't think she even had a match yet. I was like, wow, that's impressive. And she's actually good. So both of them. Max Dupree became LA Knight and is now on the fucking rocket ship to the fucking moon, and Maxime Dupree is working out as a wrestler, surprisingly, and she's a great manager too, also. And it's funny because they both came in as heels and other faces.
I know, it's so insane.
And Maximum Male Models are nowhere to be found. Not even on the house shows either.
Yeah, they
They're
can't
not
get
even
anywhere.
wrestling at all. Which I was kind of okay with it because it kind of ran its course anyway. Without the two of them, especially without Max Dupree, it wasn't really a gimmick anymore. It was like, it didn't turn. It wasn't like, it kind of worked when Maxime originally was there, but then they kind of needed Otis in the group to make it work. And it just didn't work. And then like, you know
everyone wanted an Alpha Academy.
And now they're like, you know what? Let's just turn her face and see how it works, and put her in Alpha Academy. And it worked because originally she hated Chad Gable, and now she's like a huge supporter of Chad Gable.
I know.
So that's like, she's come full circle now.
Yeah.
She went from hating him because she wanted Otis. Now she calls him Otis, not Otis anymore. Notice that?
Yeah.
That's
gone now, yeah.
She calls him Otis now. For the first few weeks, she was calling him Otis, and now she's calling him Otis now. But yeah, it's worked out for both of them. They're both in prominent angles now. As LA Knight and Maxime Dupree, both faces, even though they came in as heels, less than a year ago.
It's absolutely insane. Then we have the shittiest match of the night. MMA rules, Shayna Baszler versus Ronda Rousey. They treat this as MMA rules. They do the whole thing where they zoom in on the camera and the ref is explaining the rules and everything like that. And yeah, this doesn't fucking translate well at all.
A blood feud that didn't translate at all. No one gave a rat's ass. Actually, Meltzer, too, in his review of the match, said that there was a lot of people heading for the exits to go for their piss break. That's not what they were looking for.
Yeah.
They were not hoping that was the piss break match.
I was saying this, too, like, this is a blood feud, and they're doing, like, MMA chain lockups and all that type of stuff.
The first fucking thing they did, I forget what it was. Was it like a, it wasn't like a tie-up or anything. The first thing they did got no response, and I was like, okay, this is not translating at all.
Mm-hmm.
No one cares.
They should have just made this a fucking fight pit. It would have translated so much better.
It would have made it 1,000 times better if it was a fight pit. Because they said MMA rules, but it really wasn't.
Yeah.
Because there's no like knockdowns or whatever, or no takedowns in UFC, and there's a couple other things like Meltzer like kind of went in detail about like what's like allowed in UFC and what's not, and it's like he's like it's their version of what they think UFC is.
And just terrible.
It was boring.
Yeah.
If this is the fight pit, if they announced it as a fight pit, they could do a lot more. Way more.
Way more.
They could actually have a wrestling match. Whereas, like, they were part, like, MMA, part wrestling, and it just didn't click.
Not at all.
That was, I mean, now granted, like, Ronda's leaving. And because she's out of contract right now. But for her to go out like that, I feel like she kind of went out. She came in with a fucking bang, and she left on a whimper.
Oh yeah. It's this was just terrible. Eventually, at least we got the right result where Shayna won with the Karafuda clutch. She made Ronda pass out. Passes out to a fucking submission move, and then it's just like immediately recovers right after that.
Yeah,
too.
just like she passes out to the Karafuda clutch, and then you see her. They show Ronda. They show Shayna celebrating, and literally for 30 seconds, and then they zoom to the entranceway, and there's Ronda, perfectly fine. Not like she wasn't choked out fucking 30 seconds ago.
What are you doing?
I was like, wow, that's a terrible job of selling. She didn't sell the neck. She didn't sell anything.
Shayna looks like hopefully the Shayna will get a big push out of it. That could be the one good thing that comes out of this. But yeah,
what's her orientation like? What's her role? What's she gonna be?
I don't know. We don't even know what role yet because it was just
neither of them, they weren't tweeners. Ronda at times was the face, and Sheena at times was the face, and at times they were both heel.
Yeah,
It was so confusing, and to add the MMA rules on top of it, it like did it a disservice.
Very much so.
Just awful.
0 stars, no stars.
I give it 0.
I
don't even think we could properly give it a star. I don't even know what you could give it.
Yeah.
Because it just, first of all, it sucked. It was awful. The video package leading into it was better than the match itself. That's how you know you fucked up. If the video package to the match itself that they played twice on the night, once in the pre-show and then once before the match, was better than the actual match itself.
I know.
That's pretty pathetic.
Then we had the Intercontinental Championship match. It was Walter defending against Drew McIntyre. Walter had his special entrance this time where Marcel Bartel introduces him and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, they did the Imperium entrance.
I like that it's a special entrance because I think originally when he first got called up, it was every week then. I like that they changed it. It's just a special occasion where that happens now. And yeah, this match was insane. Drew dominates in the beginning. He just is outpowering Walter. He hits the glass cow kiss on him. He throws him into the barricade on the outside. Eventually, Walter chops the shit out of him on the outside and throws him into... No, he hits a back suplex onto the steps onto Drew McIntyre.
That was brutal.
Yeah.
That was very, very, very brutal.
And then Walter just dominates. He's hitting various chops and doing a lot of moves, targeting the back of Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre starts mounting a comeback. They stiff each other hard with chops and just right hands.
They go on a chop fest, and it's like you can see Drew's chest is fucking bright red.
Yeah. And yeah, Drew mounts a really good comeback. He hits a really good German onto Walter, which is just absolutely insane. He goes for the Claymore. Walter ducks it, and he hits a wicked chop, just taking. I think he does at one point a Claymore into a chop, which is insane.
And at one point, Gunther hits a fucking Claymore too. I think it was more like a running drop kick almost.
Yeah,
like it was his best interpretation of a Claymore. Still impressive though. That
Drew does the flip dive on the outside.
It wasn't even like. It was like a full-on like flip dive too. I was like, oh, here comes like the Taker dive.
Yeah.
The Taker dive used to do like the plancha over the top rope, but he did like a full-on flip dive and like landed on his feet.
Yeah, it was
I was
insane.
like, that's impressive. I'm like, not every day you see a guy who's 6'5" and 250 pounds doing that.
Walter hits the power bomb. Drew kicks out. Then he hits the splash, and Drew kicks out of that. Drew hits another like a bridge German suplex over the head, belly-to-belly throw, and then he hits a Claymore kick after they had just been chopping the shit out of each other at that point. And Walter kicks out. At one point, Drew is the first one to block like one of Walter's chops. It was insane.
Never see that, ever. Never see that.
And then Drew hits the Future Shock DDT. Walter kicks out, and then they go on the top rope. Drew's going for some type of pile driver or
Yeah, I think he was going for a pile driver from the second rope.
But Walter counters that. He crotches him on the ropes, and then he hits another splash, a power bomb. He hits a splash, a clothesline, then the power bomb, and Walter wins. He retains his Intercontinental Championship. This was a great match. I think this match deserved a couple more minutes. I think it could have chopped off some time from the MMA rules match and just added it to the Battle Royal, because I think the one criticism we have of the Battle Royal was some of the eliminations happened way too quick.
Way too quickly.
And then added like a couple minutes to this match, and I think you would have this match would have like almost topped the not the Clash of the Castle match. I don't think you would have topped that match, but it would have topped the WrestleMania match from the Triple Threat. But this was still a hell of a match. I give it like 4 3/4 stars. It was absolutely wonderful.
I give it 4 3/4 too. This match was really fucking good.
Yeah.
Very hard hitting matchup. Like you said, like we even said it last time we were watching it. This match deserved another 5-6 more minutes. Maybe more than that.
Yeah.
And in the trilogy of matches that Walter's had with them, I would put it at Clash of the Castle first.
Yeah.
Untouchable. The triple threat, fantastic, great. And then the Drew McIntyre and Gunther.
I think one
Walter
that's
match.
sleeper we can't forget about is the Kevin Owens one's a barn burner.
Yeah.
The Sami Zayn one is.
But in terms of like the three matches that they had within themselves,
Yeah.
the European guys, it's the Clash of the Castle, WrestleMania, then SummerSlam.
And then probably.
I think honestly, if they were given like 5 to 10 more minutes, I feel like that match would have surpassed the triple threat.
Yeah. Yeah, Walter's gonna break the record now. I think.
It's guaranteed now.
I think he should. I don't think Drew loses any momentum by losing here. He kicked out of a powerbomb. I mean, too, it's not like he dropped.
I think he kicked out a powerbomb and a splash. Both of Gunther's finishers.
And the way Walter.
We're already calling him Walter already.
I didn't even notice it either because I'm just so mute to it now. But Walter, it's like he beat him with one finish. He had like 3 of his signature moves on him in a row right before he pinned him. Like
he looks extremely strong.
Yeah, he hit the splash, the clothesline, and then the power bomb. So,
just brutal.
Yeah,
just brutal.
I don't know what happens from this now. I definitely think Walter's going to defend the title against somebody at least one more time.
Don't think it's going to be Drew.
Yeah.
Unless if it's like he breaks the record, then he faces Drew, and then Drew wins.
Yeah.
But I think like I said to you last night, I think it's going to be Imperium, Fabian Eichner, Marcel Bartel versus Drew in a handicap match at Payback.
Yeah.
I think that's the next step.
Yeah, I would say so. Even though the match, I'd like to see Walter versus Almas. That'd be a good one.
That would be, yeah.
I think Walter could actually get a good match out of Almas.
He could. I was surprised. I think he could.
Because Seth did
get a match out of anyone.
Yeah. So
surprisingly, Seth got a really good match out of him. I think just 2 big dudes, it could work.
Yeah.
You have to phase like you could run it back with Sheamus.
On different brands.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like people.
Cody, because Cody needs something to do.
Cody, that Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
They can call back to that.
And Cody can lose that too, so
they can have a call back to that. JD McDonough.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
That would be. I mean,
with
his tweets from a match that we will see later on.
Bronson Reed could be a good Bronson
Reed. I would even turn Bronson Reed face to have him feud against him.
Ciampa,
because
they have a history.
Yeah, you could really do it. You could do. He has a lot of people.
Yeah,
that he could go against. Priest,
Brock Lesnar,
Brock, Priest, Finn.
Yeah, Finn, because we never got that match. If you remember, because we were supposed to have that match. So
that would be big. Big
Finn,
box office. Yeah. I mean, you could have done that in the UK. Like,
they were gonna.
You could do it on the next European tour.
Yeah.
Like a main event in Ireland or wherever they go. They go to arena in England.
Oh yeah, you have to do your star rating for the battle. I gave that like 3 because I
Battle Royal.
Yeah.
I give it 3. Yeah. I think we both last night said there was gonna be 3 because LA Knight won.
Yeah.
Because LA Knight won is 50.
50 stars.
Because we got what we wanted.
Yes, we did. Then we had the World Heavyweight Championship match. It was Seth Rollins defending against Finn Balor.
Twists and turns. And
this was awesome.
It's a barn burner.
Finn came out. He had the 7 years logo on his shoulder, and Seth was wearing the exact same attire that he wore.
His jacket. He wore the same jacket that he wore when he injured Finn at SummerSlam 2016.
Yeah. And Seth threw it at him too, which was awesome.
Although I would have had him do a little bit differently. I would have had him Finn be like irate and pissed off that he's wearing that jacket because it's an insult. He got hurt in that match when he wore that jacket. I would have had him beat the shit out of Seth coming out of the gate and rip the jacket off of him and then fucking rip it in half.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
That would have been a little bit more like brutality to it.
Finn beats down Seth Rollins. He works over his shoulder. He dominates the beginning portion of this matchup. Then Seth mounts a comeback. And then after that, the match just gets on a whole different level. Finn kicks out of a curb stomp, a pedigree. Seth kicks out of the 1916 and the coup de grace twice. Finn hits a brutal. They redo the spot where he got injured originally, where Finn does it to Seth, and it was even more brutal than when Seth did it to Finn all that time ago.
They did a couple buckle bombs like in this match, a few of them.
Yeah. Seth goes for he hits a superplex. He goes to turn it into the Falcon Arrow, but Finn Balor counters with a roll up. He hasn't done that in a while either. The
suplex and the Falcon Arrow. He used to do that all the time.
Yeah. Then the Judgment Day run out. Damian Priest takes a cheap shot at Seth, and you think Finn's gonna win it with a roll up there, but it doesn't happen. And the Judgment try to interfere. Seth lays out Damian with the dive, and Dominic with the curb stomp and the pedigree. So Chris was loving that.
Oh yeah, that was my favorite part of the whole match.
I bet this match is going up a star rating because of that.
It's going to be up a star rating.
And then there's a miscommunication at one point. The ref's distracted, and Damian's trying to get Finn to use the briefcase to win the match, but Finn thinks Damian's trying to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase, and
because originally when he kicked out of the first stomp, I want to say, Damian wanted Finn to use the briefcase then, but Finn didn't want to, and there was a bit of a miscommunication. Boom, hits Damian, and then Finn rolled him up,
and then Finn. Seth gets on fire, then Finn hits, he gets on fire, hits a Sling Blade, the Wushu dropkick, and then the coup de grace. You think that's going to be the match. Seth kicks out of that. And then the finish comes where Damian Priest puts the briefcase in the ring, and he distracts the referee, and, Finn's so out on his feet that he's trying to grab the briefcase, but Seth hits a curb stomp. Just the stomp. You can't call it the curb stomp anymore. But he hits the the stomp right into the briefcase.
And knocks him clean out.
And Seth wins. He retains the World Heavyweight Championship. Damian Priest didn't look very happy here because, of that miscommunication. This match was 5 stars. It was absolutely wonderful. It was excellent. And a lot of twists and turns, and a lot can come from this. So, what did you think?
I give it 5 stars, too. This match was excellent. Excellent. Lots of great storytelling. Lots of dissension being sewed into it. You had Damian Priest looking very, very upset and mad that Finn lost. And just shaking his head. He was very mad that that Finn didn't win. Which is odd because Finn's the leader. But yeah, this match was just fantastic. I love the stomp on the briefcase. It was great. And after the fact, JD McDonough quote tweeted WWE on Fox because WWE on Fox said, "Did Damian Priest just cost Finn Balor the World Heavyweight title?" And it shows Seth with the title and Damian looking rather perplexed, and JD McDonough, I think this is where it all ties in, quote tweets it and says, "Finn deserves better."
Yeah.
Finn deserves better. I wonder what that means.
Yeah, that's interesting. Are they gonna kick Damian out and replace him with JD McDonough? Or they could kick Finn out and he has to get JD McDonough's backup type of thing.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah,
you could kick him out, and then they have like a tag feud against Dum Dum and Damian.
So I'm interested to see.
But you can also include someone else could join Judgment Day.
I still feel like
I wouldn't do that.
I still feel like one thing you still can do with Finn Balor, if you know, because I don't think Judgment Day's breaking up anytime soon. They still need to go back to that NXT feud with Carmelo Hayes because they have unfinished business because Finn's beating him a bunch. So, but yeah, this was just tremendous stuff. Then we had a segment that was really weird backstage. They did the C4 Energy, you know, the sponsor, and they were talking about the energy drink and all that type of stuff, and the Slim Jims and all that type of stuff. And Otis and Chad Gable were playing apparently WWE 2K23, but I kind of call bullshit on that.
They weren't.
And
I didn't even think there was even a TV or game system even in sight.
Yeah, they had the mics called Lemonade, and the Miz comes up and says, "There's only one mic here." His theme music plays right when he walks into the room too, so it's like, yeah, I guess that happens when you walk. I notice your theme music doesn't play when you walk into a room, so it's kind
of depressing actually.
Yeah, Roman's doesn't play when he walks into a room. That's pretty sad. And yeah, Maxine Debris kept calling him Mark, which was hilarious, and they stuff him into an equipment case, and yeah, it was just funny stuff. I liked this. What did you think of this? It's just funny.
I loved it. It was funny, especially when they closed it. It's like, bye, Mark, and then they closed the fucking case.
Yeah, it was awesome.
They're sending him back to OVW, just like they did with the Spear Squad.
That'd be hilarious if that happened. Like they'll send back down to NXT. Level up.
Level up, baby. Mike the Miz Mizan is about to level up.
Yeah. Then we had the Women's Championship match. It was Asuka defending against I almost said Rhea Ripley, but she was not on this show.
Shocking.
In a wrestling capacity. It was Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair. This match was in a bad spot of the card. It was after two barn burner matches, so the moves of the match were good, but Chris and I were talking about other stuff and all that type of stuff, so we were just kind of like, yeah, whatever. The moves in the match looked good. We had like a double natural selection, double spears, and
I mean, there's nothing absolutely wrong with this match, but yeah, it's just like it got definitely sandwiched.
You could definitely tell Michael Cole and Corey Graves too were saving the voices for the next match. They were very quiet during this match.
Yeah.
And you could tell the crowd was saving their energy for the next match and stuff too.
Because they needed to. Because the fucking main event was 36 minutes long.
Yeah. So, when we actually started paying attention was when the match just fucking gets weird. So Bianca goes to charge at Charlotte Flair in the corner. Charlotte does a back suplex, and Bianca, you know, they go to do the typical spot where she lands face first into the steps, and that's not what happens here. She lands knee first into the fucking steps, and Chris and I are thinking, okay, she's done here. She's that's it. That's an ACL tear. Like, we thought this was an injury. They kept zooming in on it and all that type of stuff. So the match continues.
Even at one point, Corey Graves sold it and was like, okay, yeah, let's get the camera off of her. Like, yeah, let's focus on the people in the ring.
Yeah. And doctors come out like immediately and all that type of stuff. So Charlotte and Asuka keep wrestling. Then the match continues, and all of a sudden, like, they just go back to filming Bianca while the doctors are taking her out. I'm like, wait a minute. I was even thinking to myself, like, wait.
It was like, because at one point she did the fake collapse on the entrance ramp.
Yeah.
And then they like went right back to the ring.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm like, this is definitely something's fishy here.
And typically, if there's an injury, they don't film them at all. They would have just gone to the back.
They don't film her at all, and they don't stand on the fucking, and they don't wait to take her to the back.
And then, then she goes back, when Charlotte Flair has Asuka in the figure eight, and she hits the 450, and yeah, that's when you knew that, yep, this is a work, because she would not have been able to hit that if she actually tore.
No medical personnel, referees in sight.
Yeah.
When they zoomed all the way back, you saw them walking back through the curtain again.
I guess it's just like, yep, you can clearly fucking go. Like,
I was like, if she had a real ACL injury, that knee is so unstable she wouldn't be able to stand on the top rope.
Yeah. So the match continues. They do the figure eight with Charlotte Flair putting Bianca in it. Asuka runs in and splits the blue mist into Charlotte Flair's face, and she goes to do something to Bianca, and Bianca's still in the submission move, and Bianca rolls up Asuka and gets the win and becomes the new women's champion. So what a waste of fucking time Asuka's fucking title reign was. Didn't even have one successful title defense with the belt. Or
She
like
felt so irrelevant as champion.
Yeah.
And that's like the worst thing too, because she's one of the best.
Yeah.
And you treat her like that. She comes back with the Kana gimmick from Japan, and she's in between.
Yeah.
No, can't tell what she is. She's not heel. She's not face, and she's not a fucking tweener.
Yeah.
Like, she's nothing. She's just nothing.
She's just Asuka.
And it just got confusing. And she was never a focal point on the show.
No.
On SmackDown. On SmackDown. She's never a focal point of the show. There's no storylines building around her that are relevant or easy to watch. Everything with her just felt so blah.
And anytime she was in a match, like you said, like they would always focus on like who's interfering in it, and is Io Sky gonna cash in the briefcase? So.
And as soon as she did the 450, we were like, okay, there's a cash in.
Yeah. And, right when she wins, that's what happens. Io Sky and Bayley run out. They lay out, Asuka and Charlotte with the briefcase, just to make sure they don't interfere in their plans, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, Charlotte wasn't be able to do shit anyway. She got fucking blue misted, so. And then, Io Sky, dumb babyface Bianca fucking stays there. Like, she had a chance to get out of there and just fucking stays there. She gets hit in the back of the knee with the briefcase and then off the skull, and then the cash-in happens. She hits the moonsault. She pins Bianca, becomes the new champion. Now, I'm all for the match starting right away. I always think that should have happened, but I have to call bullshit when I call bullshit, because WWE has this rule where you have to be fully ready to go. You have to be on your feet to win the money, to win the contract. They've established that pretty well. That's why when Braun Strowman had the briefcase, he could never cash in on Roman Reigns because he always had to be on his feet and all that type of stuff. Like, that's why Dolph Ziggler was never able to cash in on Sheamus. Yes, that's not the case anymore. And Io Sky wins the Women's Championship. Women still lack patience because after a month, apparently, they can't hold a contract to pass a month anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she held it for a little over a month.
And Damian Priest is still going, so. The worst part about this was, the fact that they did the same fucking cash-in as last year, where Ronda had an injured knee last year, Liv Morgan ran out and fucking cashed in on her the exact same way, pretty much. I'm happy Io Sky's champion. It honestly does make sense to crown Io Sky at SummerSlam if you think about it, though, because it was a year ago. Damage Control, like
a year ago, she made a main roster debut.
Yeah, so I'm cool with that, but like, I don't think we needed to sacrifice. One, why did Bianca just lose the belt just to win it fucking back here anyways? And then, like, if you had stayed the champion the whole fucking time, I would have been like, okay, whatever. I don't know what's going on anymore.
For me, it's frustrating because out of all the people in that match, it could have easily been Charlotte that was cashed in on after she won.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done the mist. Or if anything, I would have done it the other way around and had Bianca take the mist.
Yeah.
Take her out, and then have Charlotte figure 8 win.
Yeah.
And then have or have Charlotte sell the injury. And then have Io come out and pin her for the belt. Like, that, to me, would make a whole lot more sense because Charlotte can afford losses. Bianca, to me, just didn't make any sense for her to be the one to eat the pin.
Yeah.
It just, for me, just rubbed me the wrong way. I'm like, really? After she loses the belt, kind of loses a bit of her steam, this is kind of what you do? You have her win the title, just have her lose it seconds later when she's not even conscious? I'm like I said this last night to you. I was like, you have to be conscious in order to fucking have your briefcase cashed in on them.
Yeah.
That's how it's always been. But it I was like, okay, I guess not anymore. I guess you don't have to do that anymore.
Does not.
You have to be on your feet. You have to be somewhat conscious.
I mean, that's why Sandow failed his cash in pretty much. Because Cena had to be on his feet when he actually fucking cashed in on him.
I was like, this is like, I was like, they're just breaking their own rules now.
Yeah.
Like,
but
it just, I mean, I don't hate Io being champion. I love it, actually. She's an insanely deserving champion. She's honestly, at this point, she's the best of the three in the stable, which is kind of shocking because Bayley has fallen down so far.
Yeah.
Because before it was like, okay, Bayley's easily the best. And now it's like, Io's 1,000 times better than she is, and Bayley's lost about 50 steps.
Yeah.
Whether that's due to injury or the fact that they don't know what the fuck to do with her. The fact that she sat up with this terrible heel gimmick that's gone on for far too long.
4 years. I think she turned heel 4 years
She
ago.
turned heel before the pandemic.
Yeah.
She did it because she did it before I think they started teaming, Sasha and her.
Yeah, yeah.
And she eventually turned heel and destroyed the Bayley Buddies.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic happened, and then they were feuding with the Kabuki Warriors during the pandemic in the Performance Center.
Yep.
And then, then Kyrie left.
We'll get to that later.
And then, what else happened after that? I think they went to do another feud with someone else.
They did the tag title one.
Oh, the tag title run, and then they had Bayley turn on Sasha, and they had their feud. That was the last time she was actually relevant.
Yeah, then she feuded with Bianca for months and months and months, and then she got injured, and then she did Damage Control.
Yeah, I did. Oh, did she do Damage Control first?
No, it was after the injury.
It was Damage Control.
Because she didn't.
Yeah,
because she didn't quite make it to a live audience type of thing. So
yeah, her first SummerSlam last year.
Yeah.
Was her first time back in front of fans.
Yep.
Since 2019. And it just, like, for me, it just feels like she feels like lost. And she feels like she's playing third fiddle in this stable. Where she's supposed to be the leader in the forefront of the stable. She feels like she's playing third fiddle.
Yeah.
Behind Io, behind Dakota, and then her. Which is, if you would have said that 5-6 years ago, people would have been like, what the hell are you talking about? That she's going to be in a stable and she's going to be irrelevant.
Ugh.
Like, what do you mean? Like, women's champion Bayley? Bayley who's insanely over Bayley? Yes, her. She is irrelevant now. And she needs to turn face in the worst way and bring back the Bayley Buddies.
Yeah.
She just needs to. That's the only thing that will get her relevant again.
I feel like, too, she should be the one that turns babyface out of the Damage Control waking up. But
yes, but it looks like it's going to be Io.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Io's going to turn first. They're going to turn on her, I think. I think Bayley's going to be the one to turn on her.
Yeah.
Which, again, it won't do anything. It's nothing that you can do to make Bayley feel irrelevant again.
Yeah.
Unless if she turns face and brings back the Bayley Buddies.
I know, yeah. Then we had the main event. Not the show, so you can stay right here.
And brings back the theme song, too.
Yeah.
That's the only fucking way she can be relevant again. Because she hasn't been relevant at all.
Yeah. Yeah, then we had the main event. Stay here. Don't go anywhere. It's not the show. It's not the show! It's not the show! It's the last match of the show. Last match.
Events.
He would have left like 4 times last night, by the way. Yeah, we had the last match of the show, not the main event. Because it's not you can stay here. You don't have to be scared of it.
I'm scared of it. I'm scared of this match.
It's WWE Tribal Combat for the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. Roman Reigns defending against Jey Uso.
Against Jey Uso, baby. Main event Jey Uso. They call him Main event Jey Uso too in the introduction.
Yeah, something awesome happened here, and I hope this catches on. Jey Uso was doing his entrance, and he was going like this, like.
Oh yeah, he was doing this.
And the crowd,
was doing it with him.
It was awesome.
I was like, holy shit, this is fucking cool. Like, the whole arena was doing it, too.
Yeah.
It started out, like, a little bit. He was doing it, like, a couple of times, and then the crowd wasn't doing it, and then the crowd started doing it, and, like, and the section that was in front of him.
Yeah.
And then, everyone started doing it. And then the whole crowd was doing it. And I was like, holy shit. That's so over right now. He's gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
He was hyped too.
Well, he's gonna be on for probably a while though. So,
but he was hyped. He was hyped.
Yeah, the match starts out. Roman Reigns, has that tribal necklace around him. What do they call that again?
The lei.
The lei.
I forget what the full name is, but that's called the
And,
lei.
he said that he looks at Jey and says that if you beat me tonight, I will give you. I'm going to be the one that gives this to you. Not the referee, not Paul, me.
There's a few times where it could have happened.
Yeah, and the match starts out. Roman kind of dominates early. Kind of about power and Jey Uso. Jey Uso gets this active adrenaline. He hits a suicide dive on the outside. I think he dove too early, or Reigns was a bit too far because it was right on Reigns' stomach.
He was a little bit too early. But I also think Roman was a little bit too late.
Yeah.
To react to getting up.
Yeah.
Because he hit the suicide dive and it was almost like a headbutt to the back.
Yeah. Then Jey throws him into the steps. He sets up a table. Jay's talking shit to Paul Heyman, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And then this allows Reigns to get in control. Michael Cole started saying at one point, because Reigns takes control for a while, Jay's never gotten out of the blocks in this match. I'm like, wait, but he threw him into the fucking steps.
He was for like 2 minutes, he like kicked Roman's ass.
Yeah. But no, I guess he didn't get anything. I guess that's nothing. I guess
nothing. It's nothing.
Yeah. Then Jay does a comeback. He does the Rock's punches, which was a nice little reference.
Yeah.
That was cool. He clotheslines him out of the ring. And then Reigns dominates some more. He whips him with a kendo stick. And then eventually Roman goes for the spear. Jay just smashes him across the ribs with a kendo stick. Beats the shit out of him with the kendo stick. Breaks it over Roman Reigns. And he hits a spear on him. Jay locks him in a figure four. And then Jay grabs a chair. He beats the shit out of Roman Reigns with the chair. Paul Heyman telling him, that's your cousin, that's your oos. Type of thing.
Yeah. Paul Heyman was almost in tears.
Yeah. And then he stacks a pile of chairs. He's about to superplex Reigns onto him, but Reigns counters into a power bomb onto the stack of chairs. But he kicks out of that. And then they fight to the apron. Jey Uso hits a Samoan drop off the apron through a table that was on the outside. That was awesome.
That Jay set up, too.
Yep, that Jay set up.
By the way, I will say this. The tables that were set up, they didn't get put through them.
Well, Jay kind of did get put through that table.
Yeah, well, Jay set it up and he put Roman through it.
Yeah, so.
And then Roman set up a table, he put Jay through it.
Yep.
Which never happens.
Yeah.
If you set up the lumber, you're getting put through it.
Yep. And then Jay whips Roman with a bull rope, a strap.
A strap, yeah. That was brutal.
Call back to their Hell in a Cell match. They fight in the crowd. Solo Sikoa shows up. He attacks Jey Uso. He hits a spinning solo through the table on the outside. He has to drag Jay back to the ring. People were just chanting all types of things too, like towards like the bloodline.
Yeah, they were. It
was good. And then they beat up Jay. Roman goes for the spear, and he inadvertently hits Solo. And Jay uses this opportunity. He hits a spear. he goes to town, just starts wailing away on Roman and Solo with the steel chair, and then they fight on the outside. Jay takes him out with a super kick, and then there's this look that Solo gives Roman, kind of like the hell you speared me. That kind of mouth talk, shit talking each other.
Yeah, he started. Solo started speaking in Samoan.
Yep.
And basically saying, "You hurt me," and he gets put through Roman got put through the fucking barricade.
The spear through the which is what Reigns did a lot when he doing the Shield days. Yep. So then Solo has to make a choice. Like, what is he gonna do? And he chooses to kick.
Beats the shit out of his brother.
Yeah. And he goes for a spin and Solo. Jay counters into a super kick. He does a splash off of the barricade through the table.
That was actually I didn't see this until afterwards, but that was Chef Reacts from TikTok.
Okay.
He was the one that helped Jay up on the apron. He was like, because afterwards too, he put out a TikTok. He's like, I guess I'm an honorary Uso now.
And that was what that they did to Jimmy to take him out. And there's the reason we mentioned this. Then Jay gets Roman into the ring. He hits a spear and a splash. Ref goes. Well, I think by this point he goes onto the table also. But then by this point, ref gets pulled out, and we see a guy in a hood, and we know instantly.
Oh yeah, it was so. He hit the splash, Jay did, and it looks like he's gonna win. And then a hooded figure comes out of nowhere and pulls Jay out. And as Jay's looking, who is it? It's fucking Jimmy.
Yep.
He pulls down the face guard, and as Jay's like, what are you doing? Like, shocked, he kicks his own brother in the face.
Mm-hmm.
And then he throws him back in the ring, and I think this is when Roman gets back up.
Hits a spear
through the table, pins Jay, and wins.
Yep.
And by this point, Jimmy's gone. And even Roman was looking surprised at what had just happened.
Solo also.
Solo too, because Solo had kind of like come back to life, and Roman wins. And I kind of theorized that this is the way of Jimmy. This is Jimmy's way of saying, I'm sorry. And kind of being reinitiated back. I think this Friday he'll probably be reinitiated back into the bloodline.
Yeah. I hope this is the case, though, that this is Jimmy kind of doing this on his own type of thing. Because Roman didn't even know what was going on, and there's just a jealousy kind of going on.
I've read from one of my WWE people that I follow that he said that this could be like a jealousy storyline from Jimmy.
Yeah. Because
Jay was getting all these main events and he got the nickname and everything, and then he was kind of playing second fiddle and he just got jealous.
I'd be okay with that if they do that instead, just because.
And again, they could do a one-on-one match, it'd be great, but you do the one-on-one match.
Yeah.
Where do you go from there? It's over.
I know.
It can't be more than a one-off.
Yeah. Now let's talk about your theory, because this doesn't make sense that Jimmy. I feel like it doesn't make sense that Jimmy cost Jay to begin with, because Jimmy's the one that fucking started all of this to begin with. Like, they would have just been.
That's the thing that that baffles me is Jimmy started this whole thing.
Yeah.
Jimmy
turned on Roman
because of the way he was treating Jay, who's the younger twin.
Yeah.
He didn't like the way that he was treating his younger brother, and he super kicked Roman to protect his brother.
Yeah.
And just being his big brother, he super kicked him, and they left the bloodline together by super kicking Roman.
Jay left the bloodline for they would have just if Jamie never turned, they would have still been in the bloodline probably.
Jay sided with his big brother.
Yeah.
And it just, to me, it's just baffling.
Yeah.
That it's Jimmy. I knew it. I fucking knew it. The second that they pulled him on, I'm like, it's Jimmy.
Yeah. I feel like, too, we don't need we're kind of going backwards with the bloodline storyline. Like we need to reach.
They were going like this, and now
Yeah.
they're going like this now.
Yeah. Because we were getting on a good path, like Roman being by himself and all this type of stuff, and like,
I think this is just like I said last night. It's like we have the basin, bloodline, basin, bloodline.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna go. I think this is eventually gonna lead to the entire bloodline getting back together again.
Yeah, which I don't think needs to happen. I feel like we need to.
I feel like we need to, like you've said, like it needs to move past it.
Yeah.
I liked it better. I was starting to really love it without. I didn't know how the bloodline was gonna be. I was like, we were like, I don't know how it's gonna be without Jimmy and Jay in it.
Yeah.
But it's like, are we really gonna take 5 steps back now
Yeah.
instead of moving 5 steps forward and going ahead with Jimmy and Jay being against Roman and Solo?
Yeah, it's odd. Yeah.
Is it now with the way that Roman and Solo kind of had their interaction? Is that going to lead to something where Solo and Jay are now going to be an alliance together?
Yeah, that'd be weird. Like,
It'd be weird because they just beat the shit out of each other and Jay put Solo to the table.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I was thinking like, it's weird, but like it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility.
I know. Yeah.
That Solo turns on Roman and joins with Jay, and then and they just fucking just switch people.
I know.
Like, is it now Solo and Jay going to be the team against Jimmy and Roman?
Yeah, it's just gonna be so strange.
It's odd. It's like, what the hell can they possibly do? You just broke up a fucking tag team for no reason.
I know.
For the sake of it. Is it going to be, are they going to have a fucking match and Jimmy's going to win and that's going to end his jealousy? Is that what it's going to end up being?
Yeah, I don't know. I think they clearly wanted to keep Jay in the main event. They didn't want to put him right back in the tag division, like after he lost.
If he's jealous about a name, just go main event Jimmy.
I know.
The main event Usos, like main event Jimmy, main event Jay. If you want to fucking do that, if he's going to be jealous over a nickname.
Yeah, this is just odd. Overall, the match is like 4 3/4 stars. I feel like it would have been 5 had the turn not happened, I think.
Yeah, I think the turn, I mean, we're going to see where it goes. I don't like it, personally, because it's like, you didn't need to do it.
Yeah.
You could have gone in a different direction, but...
Yeah. We will say, too...
don't get it.
Yeah.
I agree with you on
this. This is like the first, I think, twist of the bloodline storyline we talked about last night that didn't work, I think. Because everything has worked. This is like the first big misstep in the bloodline storyline. We thought it was going to be Roman beating Cody at Mania.
But it actually enhanced it.
Yeah, but this might have,
This was definitely 5 steps forward, 5 steps back.
Yeah.
Type of deal. And
I don't know what Roman does now at this point, because...
the fuck does he do? Does he accept Jamie back into the bloodline?
Yeah.
Was that his peace offering? Like,
I don't get it,
know. Or is it going to be Jimmy's jealous because Jay became main event Jey Uso? How about this? Stop getting hurt. How about that, Jimmy? You wouldn't be. It wouldn't be an issue if you just weren't hurt. You weren't hurt. It's just bizarre because this is the best tag team they have in WWE, and one of the best tag teams on the planet.
Yeah. And
they're so willing just to break it up for what could potentially be one match.
Yeah, it's weird.
It just doesn't sit that well with me.
Yeah.
The fact that they want to break up the Usos because they want to have them have a match against each other, which the match itself is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, it will be.
It's just, we're not upset with the match.
It's what happens.
It's just the story behind it was not necessary.
I feel like
the match didn't need to happen.
Yeah, I feel like they should have done this match when Jimmy came back, when Jay was the heel, like with Roman type of thing. That's how Jimmy got into the bloodline type of thing.
Yes. Yes.
We didn't need the match like, no, they're like forced to fight each other versus like willingly having to fight each other type of thing. I think that would have made more sense.
This could go 3 different ways.
Yeah.
But I think in the end, it's going to be the third way, which is the Bloodline just gets back together again.
Yeah, which sucks. Like,
And then they all turn on Roman at the WrestleMania 40.
yeah.
Which I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
Which with Cody winning at WrestleMania 40 to finish his story, and then the following night on Raw or on SmackDown or whatever, they turn on Roman and they crown maybe Solo the new tribal chief.
Yeah.
And then Roman is now the face.
Yeah, which is whatever, but we'll see.
Actually, I honestly think it would work, but because he's not going to be the tribal chief anymore, and Roman specifically said the tribal chief is never going to be a face. So,
yep.
Does that mean he drops the theme and goes back to the Shield theme?
Yeah, we talked about it because
Does he go back to becoming go back to being the big dog again?
Yeah. I feel like he can't do the big dog yet. I feel like he'd have to come back as like something else, maybe like
the Shield. The Shield, Roman Reigns.
He goes to AEW so he can form the Shield with John Moxley.
It's just
odd. No, we should say this no Rock appearance. I think that
not surprising. I mean,
yeah.
we're theorizing that it could be The Rock,
but I think The Rock missed it. I think The Rock missed an opportunity there. I think
he missed an opportunity there, but I think we're gonna be speculating around Survivor Series again, and I think the Rumble. There's gonna be a lot of speculation over the next few months.
Yeah.
For when that eventual turn of Rock happens.
Yeah.
But, at this point, I just don't know. I just don't think it's feasible for him to come back. I mean, it's good press, good PR. He doesn't even have to have a match. It could be a fucking segment in a fucking people's elbow.
Yeah.
I mean, the Grayson Waller thing was interesting, but I think that unless if he says something within the next few weeks about The Rock, I think it's dead.
Yeah. But yeah, that's SummerSlam. What would your letter grade be for SummerSlam overall?
Overall, I'm not gonna let the main event jade my thinking in the overall letter grade. I give it an A minus. I thought the show was fantastic from top to bottom. Obviously the 7-minute piss break match was the reason why it's not an A plus or an A for me.
And I would say the turn is also the reason too.
In the turn makes it an A minus. It's still an A level show. It's not the turn. The turn was stupid in our opinion. It was very dumb. But it's not going to affect it being anything less than an A.
Yeah.
And the only reason why it's an A plus or an A is because the MMA rules match sucked fucking dick and was the piss break match, and the crowd wasn't into it. And Bianca eating the pin.
Yeah.
Didn't sit well with me either, but again, not enough to knock it out of the A range.
For sure. Before we end the video, we'll go into some news came out yesterday. Kairi Sane, it looks like, is going to be returning to WWE. You've been doing some extensive research on this. Do you want to talk about it?
So the WWE side, I'll go first. She's going to come. So she'll be back no later than November. So she has a few more commitments left for Stardom, Bushi Road, and then she's done. And she's coming back stateside again. The reason she left in the first place was she wanted to go back home to Japan. And she really missed being in Japan. She missed being with her husband. I think her husband is a wrestler in Japan. And she just really missed being in Japan and missed competing in Japan. She originally was supposed to be the ambassador for WWE in Japan. But obviously didn't work out that well because I think they were supposed to have a NXT Japan. It was the original plan when they were expanding the NXT brand from NXT UK. It was going to be NXT Japan was next. But obviously that didn't work out because NXT Europe, that's not even a fucking thing anymore.
Doesn't look like it, yeah.
So she went there with the thought that was going to happen. Plans failed. So she was out of contract. She went back to Stardom. Stardom was bought by Bushiroad, and with the intention that she was going to be sort of that presence for New Japan in the United States and compete in New Japan in the United States. But they ended up signing Mercedes, and she took over that role from Kairi. And then she gets hurt, and now Kairi is out of contract. And I think there's some money problems going on. I'm not quite sure. If you want to read it, like Dave Meltzer posted something about it earlier this morning, late last night, about Kairi Sane returning, and I think it was like a money issue with Bushiroad, and they just didn't see, like, they couldn't, I don't think they could afford, I don't want to say, like, what it is exactly, if they couldn't afford both her and Mercedes. I don't know exactly, so don't quote me on it, but, yeah, she is coming back to WWE, so, and it is no later than November, but they said it could be as early as this week.
Yeah,
So I don't personally think it's this week because WWE wants you to finish your commitments up, but I also don't think it's November.
Yeah, it could be like...
Dave said it was November at the latest, so at the very latest she'd be back in WWE in November, but I don't see her being I see her coming way before that.
Yeah, so I'm excited.
Unless if they let her compete in New Japan while competing in WWE at the same time.
Yeah, because they did that for Carl Anderson in the beginning.
And let her finish her commitments while also being stateside with WWE until that contract runs out, until her commitments run out.
Yeah, but I liked it. But yeah, I'm a fan of this. I'm looking forward to seeing her come back. I can't wait to see what she does. She hasn't been in the WWE for a hot minute, so there's a lot of people she can wrestle and all that type of stuff. 2020. Yeah, so
she left right in the middle of the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah, like right
in
before
the Performance Center.
Right before not Super Showdown, Thunderdome.
Yeah, right before they went to the Thunderdome.
Yeah.
She just had a really stiff, terrible match. Not even her fault with Nia Jax.
Yeah.
And right after that, she suffered a concussion in that match, and then she was gone.
Yeah.
She had left and gone back home to Japan.
So, yeah, been interested to see what happens there.
That's a big move by WWE to be able to get her back.
Yeah. Especially with AEW out there signing all the Joshi wrestlers and all that type of stuff. So
this is huge for them.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video or listening to it, whatever you do. If you're playing 2K23, you're not playing any other games. You're probably not even, and I mean the WWE 2K23, not the other 2K23. You don't need to be playing that.
They could if they want to.
They don't need to, though.
They could.
But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. We're not doing any plugs. I'm not in the mood. You know what to look for. So,
yeah. I mean, we did a bunch of plugs already, so it's not really.
We don't need it.
This was the upcoming video that I mentioned the other day, so.
Yeah. So, thank you guys for watching. And this is being recorded in the past. We will talk to you guys in the future.
Podcast has concluded. Be sure to check out more group discussion as far as WWE content is concerned, and check out more content from For the Win Productions.